Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Seelena sugatiṃ yanti, Seelena bhogha sampada, Seelena nibbutiṃ yanti, tasma Seelaṃ visodhe. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Friends, this is how the monks, the monastics here and some other places remind you the benefits of Seela at the end of administering precepts. Precepts, morality or virtue means Seela in Pali. So today, for this Dhamma talk, our topic is Seela. It is true that there are several different synonyms for virtue, such as goodness, training, discipline, ethics, refraining, such things. But I don't see a sort of sufficient term to this words used by the Buddha, Seela. That means it is quite difficult to give the real meaning of Seela in one word in our language. Therefore, I prefer to use the term Seela in this speech, rather using a translated term. Seela is much clearer to me. It's not because of my name, but because it is clear to use in this language. It's even easy to pronounce. So let me to use the terms Seela, mostly the term Seela in this speech. So Seela is the foundation of our spiritual life, our spiritual house, the mansion. It is not a hut, it is not a shed, it is a big house. Our spiritual house is a mansion, is a palace. So the foundation of this palace is Seela. We cannot build a strong house, strong mansion without a strong foundation. Therefore, first of all, we have to lay a strong foundation for our spiritual life. That is Seela. Seela is defined as Kaya Vācānaṃ Samodānaṃ Seelaṃ. Kaya Vācānaṃ Samodānaṃ means it is the collectedness and calmness of body and words, speech. Not only body and speech. For the success spiritual life, we need to control, calm down our mind as well. Mind and matter, both are to be calmed. Then only we can understand, we can develop our wisdom and attain the ultimate goal, that is Nibbana. So our spiritual life, in order to develop our mind, we have to control, we have to restrain ourselves. The Buddha said, Chakkuna Sangvaro Sadhu. It is good that you restrain from your eye. Sadhu Sotena Sangvaro. It is good that you restrain from your ear. Ghanena Sangvaro Sadhu. It is good that you restrain from your nose. Sadhu Jivhaya Sangvaro. It is good that you restrain from your tongue. Then Kayena Sangvaro Sadhu. It is good that you restrain from your body. And finally, it is Manasa Sangvaro Sadhu. It is good that you restrain from your mind. All over. Restrain from all these. The person who is restrained from all these will realize real peace and cut off all suffering. That is the teaching of the Buddha. So this is how we have to understand the importance of Seela. Let's now understand the Buddha's definition for Seela. This definition was given to his own cousin named Mahanama. Mahanama, one day he went to the temple while the Buddha was living at the monastery named Banyan Monastery in his hometown. So his cousin named Mahanama visited temple and respected the Buddha, and he sat aside and asked Bhante, how does a layperson become a virtuous one? Then the Buddha said, if the layperson is refraining from killing, refraining from taking what is not given, refraining from sexual misconduct, refraining from false speech, and refraining from taking intoxicant, any liquor, strong liquor, which cause heedlessness. Refrain from all this. That itself is the way for the layperson to be a virtuous one. That is how the Buddha defined it. That means refraining from these 5 things. When we refrain from these, we observe these things. We observe these things means 5 precepts. That itself is the way for our Seela. Where there is Seela, there is confidence, Saddha. When we have Saddha and Seela, we want to study more and more. We learn the Dhamma, Sutta. Then we practice generosity, Chaga. Then we develop our mind, our wisdom, that is Panya. So, Saddha, Seela, Sutta, Chaga, Panya, these 5 factors. Once the Buddha taught this lesson to that same person, Mahanama. One day he went to the temple monastery when he was very old. When he was old, he went to the temple and said, Bhante, I can't come to see you and Sangha. Frequently I can't come now. Even now the city, this Kapilavastu, this city is populous and very busy. There are many different vehicles, carts, and different persons, animals such as horses, elephants, they run here and there. When I come through, I have fear that one of these might hit me and I might fall and die on the spot, Bhante. I have fear. I am afraid of it. Then the Buddha said, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. If you have developed these 5 factors, what are the 5? Confidence, morality, Seela, then Sutta, learning, Chaga, generosity, and Panya, wisdom. These 5 factors. If you have developed these 5 factors, you do not be worried about your death. Don't be afraid. The Buddha said, don't be afraid. You will definitely be born in a good place. So this is how, friends, these 5 things are to be understood. These 5 factors are to be developed. That is the best giving, thanksgiving. This is the thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is, the best thanksgiving is leading a righteous life, good life, virtuous life. If we are virtuous in this manner, that is the best giving for God and gods. Thanks for the Thanksgiving. During this weekend, how many thousands, millions of turkeys are killed? For this, 46 million here. 46 million turkeys are killed every year. That is to celebrate this day. Why? Isn't it ignorance? Now this weekend is for hunting. This morning when I went for a walk, I met a person, a hunter. He was waiting. He was waiting with the gun. I went to meet him. And asked him his name. He said wine. His name is wine. It's nice. It's nicely match wine and meat. He's about 80 years with a gun. Why? Is that with clear understanding? Understanding of life? Understanding of the importance of others' life? This is the problem. As long as we do not understand the Dhamma, we do all these unwholesome, unskillful things. So it's quite difficult. But friends, you all are so lucky to understand this Dhamma. So fortunate to understand this wonderful Dhamma. That's why you came for this retreat. That's why you want to understand the Dhamma. That's why you practice the Dhamma. So in such a way, we practice, we lead a happy life. We can lead a happy life if we practice this Dhamma in this manner. So Seela is the base. Seela is the foundation of our life, our spiritual life. Seela is twofold. Varitta and Charitta. Varitta means refraining, avoiding. Charitta means observing. So there is a negative side and positive side. The negative side is refraining, avoiding. We refrain from killing, refrain from taking what is not given, refrain from sexual misconduct, refrain from false speech, refrain from taking intoxicant. That is refraining. That's quite negative. It's not enough. It's not enough. There should be a positive side. The positive is, if we refrain from killing, we have to extend our metta. We have to extend our compassion, kindness. We have to treat animals, treat other beings, help other beings. That is the positive side of the precept. If we do not take what is not given, we have to protect others' wealth. If we refrain from sexual misconduct, we have to live as layperson, you have to live at home nicely, amicably, peacefully, as spouse. You have to live peacefully, happily. That is the positive side. And then if you refrain from false speech, you have to tell what is truth and should try to understand the truth, the Four Noble Truths. And if you refrain from intoxicant, you have to keep your mind clear so that you can develop your mind, you can come to the state of calmness, tranquility, and eventually understand insight. In order to develop your mind, you have to keep a clear mind. That is why we should refrain from taking intoxicants. So in such a way, we can develop our mind. That is positive side. So negative side and positive side both are to be understood, and we should refrain from things and should observe precepts. The Buddha once taught us two factors which are called guardians of the world. If we have these two factors in society, the society is smoothly going on. If we have no these two factors, the society is a decadent society. A society where people are living like animals. What are the two factors? Shame and fear. These are called guardians of the world. It is because of these two factors people are living as people, humans. Otherwise, they are shamelessly do things, shamelessly. They kill beings shamelessly. They take others' property shamelessly, fearlessly. No fear, no shame. They engage, conduct sexual activities shamelessly, fearlessly. If they have no shame and fear. That is why these two factors are very much significant. One day the Buddha pointed out three categories of people in society. The first category, they have no Seela, no Samadhi, no Panya, no virtue, no concentration, no wisdom. That is the first category. The second category, they have Seela, Samadhi and Panya. Virtue, concentration and wisdom. The third category, They have superior Seela, superior Samadhi, and superior Panya. After categorizing these three, the Buddha said the first category, since they have no Seela, no Samadhi, no Panya, they are to be avoided. Do not associate with such persons. They are to be avoided. Second group, second category, since they have Seela, Samadhi and Panya, the Buddha said associate them. Not only associate with them, follow them and serve them. Then the third category, since they have superior Seela, superior Samadhi and superior Panya, they are to be associated with, they are to be followed, and they are to be served with respect and honor. This is how the Buddha understood, how the Buddha taught us Dhamma. That is, when we follow such people, we can be virtuous. We can be spiritual persons. This Seela is to be protected. When we protect this Seela, according to Buddhist literature, we have to protect our Seela as the kiki bird protect her eggs. Kikiva andang, chammariva valading, piyangva puttang, nayanangva ekakang. This is how it is explained. Let's understand the meaning. Kikiva andang, kiki bird. It is said there is a particular bird named Kiki. This bird, when the bird is incubating her eggs, she, as it is said, she puts her legs upwards, holding legs upwards. Why? Thinking that the sky would fall upon the eggs. So she tried to protect her eggs, holding legs above to hold the falling of the sky. That is how the kiki bird is protecting her eggs, her little ones. Like that, Seela is to be protected. Secondly, chammariva valading. Chammari, it's a deer, particular deer like yak. They have particular perfumes which is strong smell perfume which is called musk. This is grown in its tail, this deer's tail. So the yak, this particular deer, he protect it very carefully. Very carefully he protect this musk in its tail. Just like that, Seela is to be protected. Piyangva puttang. Suppose a father has only one son. How dear the son? How he dears the son? That, like that, the Seela is to be protected. Piyangva puttang. And then nayanangva ekakang. Suppose a person has only one eye. He has to protect that eye. Only one eye. He has to protect that eye. Like that, Seela is to be protected. Easy to say. But sometimes people think it is difficult. It is difficult, that's true. But it is possible. If we make effort, we have to make effort. without effort, nothing can be gained. Seela is protected by the wise people. There are many different stories how people protected their Seela. Once, according to a story in Sri Lanka, a particular person went to a certain monk who was advanced in his spiritual attainment. He observed 5 precepts from this particular monk. And right after that, he went to the woods to collect some firewoods. He went into the woods with his axe. When he went into the woods, while he was inside, a python came and started to coiled around him. Now the python is coiling. He has the axe in his hand. He thought that it is to be cut and chop the python. But it reminded his Seela. Then he stopped it. And for the second time, as the python is coiling, coming upwards, then he wanted to chopped it with his axe. Then he thought that no, I should not do that. As he thought, as long as I have this axe in hand, I am going to kill this. So better throw this away. He threw his axe away. It is said once he threw his axe away, the python uncoiled him, released him. That is how people strive to protect this Seela. Another monk, a virtuous monk who had Patimokka Samvara Seela. Patimokka is the code of discipline for monks. Indriya Samvara Seela, his faculties were restrained. And Ajiva Parisuddhi Seela, his life is clear, very pure life. And Pratyaya Sannistita Seela, he takes his meal contemplative, not for amusement, not for fattening, but merely to maintain the body. He had a pure Seela. This monk, one day while he was going from house to house begging, a particular hunter came with his hounds, his dogs, as he is going for hunting. When he saw this monk, he thought, oh, bad omen, the whole day is finished. Thinking that, he went to the woods, but he did not find any being on that day. Now when he came back without any being, he saw the same monk. Seeing this monk, he set his hounds to this monk. The dogs, they ran fast to capture this monk, but the monk climbed up to the tree. Now the monk is on a branch of a tree. As the hunter saw this, and he, with his arrow, he started to poke the monk's soul, prick the soles. Then suddenly the monk's robe fell and covered the hunter. When this happened, the dogs, they thought that it was the person on the top of the tree. Now thinking that they started to devour this person, hunter. He ate up the hunter. This is what is called immediately effective karma. Bad karma done, right away he got the result. So this monk, thereafter he came down, he went to the monastery and he reported this, what happened to the Buddha. Then the Buddha said, it is not that you did not break your Seela. It is not intentional. You had no such intention to kill this man. So friends, that is how when we observe Seela, when we protect our Seela, it's quite difficult, though it is possible. Sometimes you might think these are old stories. I'll tell you something. Here in New York, how Sri Lankan people try to protect this Seela. One person, I know these stories. One person, he was working in a restaurant in New York. One day, while he was working in the kitchen, his boss came there. He saw a cockroach in the kitchen. Seeing cockroach, he asked this person to kill this cockroach. He thought, I have never killed a being. This person thought, I have never killed a being. How can I do this? Now he has a risk. That is, if he say no, he had to go home. He is going to be fired. So he thought that it is all right. He said, no, I can't do that. Right after, he was asked to go home. No job. He was ready to accept it, rather killing this being. That is how he protected his Seela. Then he was fired. And thereafter, this person, his boss, discussed with another person, his friend. And they came to conclusion that this particular person, according to his early behavior, they were pleased, and also this time they thought that this person has principles. He is a person with principles. It is good to have such persons in this place. Therefore, the following day they called him back and he was re-employed. So, like that, another girl, a Sri Lankan girl, who came all the way from Sri Lanka here to study. When she came here in Rhode Island, the University of Rhode Island, she was asked to write an article. In order to write this article, she had to inject a particular chemical to a rat, and the reaction should be written down. When she was asked to do this, she said, no, I can't do that. She refused it. Because she had never done such thing. Never killed. How can I do that? So she refused it. Even in that case too, eventually the authorities got together and they discussed, and finally they asked her to write the report assuming what would happen. Such things happen. People dedicate, when you are dedicated for your Seela, you can do, you can practice, you can develop your Seela, you can be happy throughout the life. That's why the Buddha said, Sukhang yava jara Seela. Seela is for the whole life until the end of life. Until the end of life, even on your deathbed, you can be happy if you have protected your Seela. Sukhang yava jara Seela. Sukha saddha patettita. If you can establish confidence in the Buddha, confidence in the Dhamma, confidence in the Sangha, is happy. Sukha saddha patettita. Sukho panya abhisamayo. If you develop, if you understand, realize panya, it's happy. Papanang akaranang sukhang. If you do not evil, that's happy. That is because of Seela. Having established Seela, being in such a virtuous ground, we do good deeds, more and more good deeds. If we have good Seela, we can do more and more good deeds. One day, a feast day in the city, a group of young people came to the monastery where the Buddha was living together with his disciples, Venerable Mahakassapa and other monks. This group of people, young people, they came to the monastery with some parcels, and they saw the Buddha and other monks, but they did not stop there to respect the Buddha. They directly went to Venerable Mahakassapa, and they offered this parcel to Mahakassapa, Venerable Kassapa, not the Buddha. They did not go to respect the Buddha. They respected Venerable Mahakassapa. And thereafter, Venerable Kassapa asked to go to meet the Buddha and respect the Buddha and offer these things. They brought some cake to this Venerable and offered him. Why? The Buddha later on said, it is because of Seela dassana sampanna. It is because of his Seela, Venerable Mahakassapa's Seela and vision, dassana, Seela dassana sampanna. Dhammatang, he has established the Dhamma. Satchavadinam, he tells what is truth. Satchamang, attano kamma kubbana, as he is doing his own duties, people are dear to him. No doubt. Nothing to be worried, nothing to talk about that. Because of his virtue, because of his Seela, people like him. People are dear to him, the Buddha said. In the time of the Buddha, people thought humans are purified because of birth. Humans are purified because of birth. Like in different categories. The then society was classified into 4 groups. Brahmins, Kshatriya, the kings, then Vaishya, the merchant, and then the Shudra, the low caste persons. 4 categories. So these categories, according to their teachings, they thought that people are purified because of their birth. The Buddha said, no. Because of kammang, Vidya, science. Dhamma. Then Seela, because of Seela. People become become purified and good people, good persons because of one's Seela. Though people become purified because of Seela, action, karma, it's quite difficult to understand even. Because some people, they try to pretend. People try to pretend that they are virtuous. They are good ones. Pretending. They try to show sometimes. That is not Seela. That is nothing but hypocrisy. Seela is to be understood. Seela is to be protected honestly. Honestly. One day a certain person, a trainer, elephant trainer, came to the Buddha and he said, Bhante, I am a trainer of the elephants. When I train these elephants, it's very clear, I can understand clearly that they do whatever they need to do, they do it right away. Not pretending. Bhante, these animals, they don't pretend things. They do whatever they want to do, they do it right away. Unlike humans, he said, unlike humans. Bhante, these humans, my friends, my different relatives, they think something and then they talk something else and then they do completely different from what they thought, what they talk, they do something completely different. So, in such a way, it's quite difficult to understand people. But we cannot mold others. We cannot make others. The Buddha said, don't worry about others. We have to make ourselves. We have to mold ourselves with Seela, Samadhi and Panya. This is the way. Seela, Samadhi and Panya is the way. What is this way? This is the middle way. This is the middle way. In order to come to this middle way, the first thing is Seela. We have three modes of actions. First, bodily actions, then verbal action and mental actions. Bodily actions are, we do good deeds and bad deeds, like such as killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. These are unwholesome actions, bodily unwholesome actions. If we refrain from this, then skillful actions, good actions. Then verbally, false speech, malicious speech, harsh speech, and frivolous talk. If we refrain from this, skillful. Then mentally, covetousness, grief, and wrong view. These are mental actions. If we refrain from this, we end up with right understanding, right view, right understanding. If we have right understanding, then we are on the path. Right understanding is the first step of the path, first factor of the path. Where we practice intention, right intention. We have intention of giving dana. That is what you understood yesterday. Dana. When you start to practice generosity, when you start to practice abandonment, that is, you are on the path. You are practicing dana. Then come to Seela. You refrain from wrong speech, then wrong action, and wrong livelihood. Then come to right speech, right action, right livelihood. With that you have good effort to continue your life, effort to continue your spiritual life. In such a way, to establish on Seela a strong foundation. 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 9 precepts, 10 precepts. And for monks and nuns, the Patimokkha, the code of discipline, is Seela. Eventually, this Seela becomes a Seela which is dear to noble ones, which is called Arya Kanta Seela. Arya Kanta Seela is one of the 4 factors to be developed for the attainment, for the entering of the path as a stream enterer. That means to enter the first step of holy life, to become a stream enterer, one has to develop 4 factors. What are the 4 factors? First, unwavering confidence in the Buddha. Second, unwavering confidence in the Dhamma. Third, unwavering confidence in the Sangha. Then, 4th one, Arya Kanta Seela, the Seela which is dear to noble ones. What is that Seela? What is that Seela? This is the best thing. When we enter the path as stream enterer, we have to develop that Seela. It's a pristine, pure Seela. That is 5 precepts, qualified with 8 factors. What is that? 5 precepts, qualified with 8 factors, then your Seela is the pristine, pure Seela which leads you to the path to become a stream enterer. What are the 8 factors? Your Seela should be unbroken Seela, then untorn Seela, unblemished Seela, unmottled Seela, and free Seela, and praised by the wise. It is ungrasped Seela, and Seela conducive to concentration. With these qualities, 5 precepts with these qualities become the noble Seela which is dear to noble ones. In Pali, Arya Kanta Seela. If you have Arya Kanta Seela and the 3 factors which I told you earlier, this, together with these 4, can become a stream enterer. In order to become a stream enterer, one has to develop concentration and wisdom. If you have such a pristine, pure Seela, then you can easily come to the state of calmness, tranquility, samadhi, which is called right concentration. If you have right concentration, then you can understand right knowledge as well, where you can disentangles tangle. One day, a certain deity came to the Buddha and said, Bhante, inner tangle, outer tangle, tangle over tangle, who will disentangle this tangle? Inside there's a tangle, outside there's a tangle. And tangle over tangle, who will disentangle this tangle? Then the Buddha, Seela patittaya naro sapanyo, Seela. First thing is Seela. The sapanya is the man, the person, human, whoever. The wise person having established Seela. Seela is first. And then he develops his concentration. Chittang bhave. Then panyam bhave develops his wisdom. Having established on Seela, he develops his samadhi, the concentration, and wisdom. He disentangles this tangle. That is how the Buddha said. So friends, the whole spiritual life, the base for this whole spiritual life, the base is Seela. Therefore, Seela is always needed to be understood and needed to be protected. If we have good Seela, we can understand this Dhamma. So when we understand, when we have good Seela and Samadhi, we can cut off this sansaric bonds. You know, there are 10 bonds, 10 fetters, which are called fetters. 10 fetters. Those who enter the path as a stream enterer, they cut off the first 3 fetters. Personality belief, doubt, and rules and rituals. These 3. Sakkaya Ditti, Vichikicca, Silabbata Paramasa. These 3. When you come to the path as a stream enterer, you cut off these 3 fetters. It is because of your Seela and Samadhi and Panya. Seela, Samadhi, Panya. As you have developed your mind, you can cut off these 3 fetters. Then you become a stream enterer. With that you can understand, you yourself can declare that hereafter I will not be born in hell. You yourself can declare it. I will not be born in animal realms. I will not be born in the hungry ghost realm. My destination is clear. I will definitely attain Nibbana, the highest bliss. You yourself can declare this because of that realization. So cut off the first 3 fetters. You will then be born in samsara maximum only 7 times. Now, limitless, nobody knows where we are heading. Once we attain that stage, our destiny is clear. Then if you attenuate the next 2 fetters, you can become a once returner. Once returner means you will return only one time here. You will be born somewhere else after your death. You will be born somewhere else. That is in a heaven. And thereafter you come here only one time. That is why It is called once returner. And if you cut off the first 5 fetters, completely cut off the first 5 fetters, you will be born in a particular realm called pure abodes, where you can complete your sansaric journey. You don't want to come here. You never come here. Therefore, such person is called never returner, non-returner. And those who cut off the next 5 fetters, above the 5 fetters, which are called higher fetters, 5 fetters, all 10 fetters are called enlightened ones. Those who have completely cut off taints free, they become enlightened ones. Once a person develop mind and attain that stage which is called arahanthood, she herself can understand, realize that her sansaric journey is finished. No more birth. Kina jati, he himself can proclaim that he cut off his sansaric journey. Kina jati. Vusitam brahmacharyang, I led this holy life, lived the holy life nicely. Vusitam brahmacharyang, katang karaniyan, done what had to be done, finished, done. Katang karaniyang, na parang ittathayati pajanati. He realizes that he will not be born again. That is the peace. That is peace. That is what is called perfect peace. That is how we come to understand this Dhamma. We realize this Dhamma and completely cease suffering and come to the state of calmness, coolness within. That is the end. That is the coolness, calmness, the perfect peace. Friends, this is why we have to understand Seela. This is why we have to protect our Seela and then should develop Samadhi and Panya. When we establish our Seela and develop Samadhi and Panya, we all have the opportunity. One day we all can attain that perfect peace, the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. May we all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.